Hey, what's going on, guys? Cloud of Truth here with some more Medal of Honor Warfighter gameplay, and today I've got some hotspots on Shogor Valley for you all. Running Spec Ops with the MP7. I don't remember exactly what I've got on this thing. I know I've got like the little holographic red dot on there, and I can't remember what else. I do apologize. I don't really pay too much attention when it comes to attachments. I just kind of futz around with them until I find a setup that works. I'm like, okay, I'll just use this. So I do apologize for not knowing what I've got on it, but this gameplay you're watching here, I'm not really pleased with how it played. I don't know, maybe I was just feeling selfish sometimes whenever I'm playing. I just don't feel like, I don't know, going after the bomb. They do end up sitting and taking out this first base, and I actually thought my teammates were going to get it. We had a Blackhawk, like, standing right over the objective, so I was like, oh, I figured they'll get it, and they didn't. And then the second bomb, basically, on hotspot, for those of you that are unfamiliar, it's a random placement for the bomb that you have to attack or defend. The second bomb, when it gets activated, is in their spawn, basically. So we really had no chance of getting that one. I got stuck in the back of the map because it kept pushing up to where I was at, and I don't know, I wasn't really happy with how it played. I did get an Apache, although it's not one I liked getting, and it didn't even turn out that great, so maybe that's kind of a thing of, hey, you know, you get good Apaches when you play the objective and terrible ones when you don't, so, I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling on way too long, so I want to discuss with you guys a topic that's, I don't know, I think it's going to be brought up a lot more in the coming days. It's already been talked about right now, but I think it'll be discussed more in the future, and that's just the franchise of Medal of Honor General. What in the world is going to be, what's going to happen to this? Because as many of you guys know, Medal of Honor 2010, a lot of people consider to be just a dud failure game, and I think that was, I don't know, it was a very rushed game. I mean, it was just, they just threw it out there. It was honestly, they just threw the game out there, much like Warfighter seemed to have done, and because of that, it got a real bad rap from a lot of the problems that it had with it. But honestly, guys, when it comes down to just the core gameplay and I don't know, for me, in terms of just gunplay and just gun-on-gun fights, I think Medal of Honor 2010 might be the most balanced game out there right now in terms of just gunfights. There's not a gun really in one situation that's going to give you a huge advantage. I mean, obviously at range, snipers are. That's a given in any game. But when it comes to just medium to close quarters, you can use the M16, the AK, the AKS-74U, the M4A1, guns like that, and they're really, for me, they're pretty well balanced. And that's one thing I think 2010 got right, is the gun balance. Now, there's not a lot of weapons in the game, but the weapons that were in the game were incredibly balanced. So for me, it's got just some of the best, just the gunplay of any shooter out there right now. But many people overlooked that and just thought that the game was crappy anyway. So it was really labeled to be a failure and just a flop of a game. And so Warfighter kind of brought a new, I don't know, a new feel, a new view about the game, with Danger Close taking over now as full-time, where before DICE was developing 2010, and they're moving on to Battlefield 3, and then it seemed like they were just like distracted, pulling away from there. So Danger Close, they've kind of set everything aside in terms of making Warfighter, and that's what they were doing. They're focusing on making Warfighter. And you guys know a lot of the problems that happened before the game releases. I'm not going to go into that now. I've done previous videos on that. So you can actually, last couple of them, you go search on my channel and you find them pretty quick. But a lot of problems it had, and so because of that, I think basically we had another rushed game, another just forced game to come out. And I'm not trying to put the blame on one particular person or company, because there's a lot of things that go into this, but I think one of the major players in this, that's a lot of other Medal of Honor commentators and players out there would probably agree with me. It's just the fact of EA's wanting to just beat out Call of Duty, and that's the biggest problem I think right now. EA desperately wants to beat COD. They will do anything and everything to get the players of that franchise to buy their game, as opposed to the ones made by Activision and Treyarch, whoever makes the COD games these days. That's what they want, and they don't care anything else. They just want those people. So they're trying to do everything they can, including paying commentators, or Call of Duty commentators, excuse me, I don't want to be rude there, but to play Battlefield and get them to post it in order to get some guys over to play their titles as opposed to the Call of Duty ones. But it's the problem like that, and the thing is, recently they've been using the Medal of Honor franchise as their method, their way of just testing out and seeing if they can beat them. And honestly, I'm sick and tired of that, because EA, you're not going to beat it. You're never going to beat Call of Duty by doing this. You can't make a game like it and draw people over, because if you do, everybody just thinks you're going to copy it. You need to make a game that you think will be good enough to it's just something different that people will enjoy. You need to stop making the one that you're trying to get all the Call of Duty players over, even though that's what their goal is, because that's what they want for business. It's all about the money, and it's sad, but it is true, and that's one thing we need to remember as gamers, that it's just all about the money. But because of that, I think just they're doing this to the Medal of Honor franchise, using it as kind of their way to draw Call of Duty players over. And right here, holy junk, my aim was just going all over the place. And for those of you who wonder, no, I don't run aim assist on in this when I'm playing Warfighter. Some other games I feel like I have to just because my aim sucks and it's just so bad. But this one I don't, and I actually do pretty well without it. So anyway, that's just kind of a side note. But when it comes to EA, it's just they won't beat Call of Duty, and but they still, it seems like they're using the Medal of Honor franchise to try to do it, and they're ruining it. They're ruining this franchise that once was just a towering, just giant FPS franchise that was so great. They have so many good games in the past, been out long before Call of Duty was, and it's just sad to see that EA is treating this franchise like dirt, and it's disheartening because I don't know what the future will hold. Will this be the end of the franchise? That is something that's very uncertain. I would really love to hear your guys' thoughts about this in the comment section below. Please let me know how you guys feel, and be honest with me, okay? Don't just think, it's not going to be so bad. I mean, really, just tell me how you guys honestly think what's going to happen. Well, what I really hope is that somehow the title gets away from EA, even though they've been over it for so long. I want to just somebody else that actually cares, that a company that actually cares about the franchise, cares about the name instead of the money. But the reality of it is that's not going to happen because it's just all about the money in this world, and it's just true. And it's something we've really just got to kind of remind ourselves of, that's the ultimate goal when it comes to this market and really anything in general. It's all about the money. So. But it's just sad to see the franchise really being treated like this, and because of that, I don't know if there will be another Medal of Honor game. There might. If there is, I don't think it'll be from EA, just because of how bad Warfighter has turned out. And really, guys, the game is not that bad. If you don't have any problems, especially on Xbox, if you have an Xbox 360, I'd highly, actually, you should buy this game. Really, it's so much fun if you play on Xbox because they're the platform that really doesn't have the most problems. PC and PlayStation 3, they still got so many problems, but Xbox seems to be relatively bug-free. There's obviously a few issues that come up every now and then. I mean, good lord, look at Battlefield 3. I still have a ton of issues with that game, and it's been out for over a year. So obviously no game is going to be perfect, but I would really recommend you buy this game. It's a lot of fun when you don't have those bugs and problems. But the thing is, they're in there and they're happening, and I just think it's just because of that, because of some of the things in this game, it seems like that people are just tossing this game out the door, and as well as the entire franchise. And it seems like that's how EA has been treating them. So when it comes to the future of this entire Medal of Honor franchise, I don't know what it's going to look like. It really does look pretty grim, but I don't want to go down without a fight when it comes to this franchise. I will continue to support these games as long as I can, just to keep this franchise alive, even if it means supporting EA, which I'm kind of disgusted with doing that. But hey, if it's for Medal of Honor, I'll do it. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this commentary, and I'll see you next time.